Hello and welcome to FD, where today we're bracing ourselves for dislikes as we bring you 10 players who we think are on the road to mediocrity. This is a controversial script, so if you disagree, let us know in the comments down below. Let's go. 10. Tanguy Ndombele. In 2019, Lyon president Jean-Michel Aulas called Tanguy Ndombele a great talent and exquisite boy. Now Antonio Conte says he's a midfielder, and you can understand the shrug, with the Frenchman now in his third season with Spurs and yet to pay back his £55 million transfer fee or even play regularly, getting just 42% of league minutes since his move. If his problems had all come under one manager, you could argue it was a personality clash. But when four bosses have been unconvinced, it's clear where the blame lies. Previously a strong offensive presence, Ndombele has gone from creating 1.7 chances a game to 0.7, and he's got fewer touches each season in London, suggesting diminishing trust. Pressures have dropped by a third and defensive output is at an all-time low, and while he's still a good dribbler with 2 take-ons a match, his success rate is down from 70% to 50%. Meaning he gets dispossessed 3.5 times per 90, ranking bottom among all Premier League midfielders. Frustratingly, he's still capable of raising his game, as seen in how he's only ever lost once in his 6 games against Manchester City, but Ndombele's play has all the hallmarks of a man so talented he's never had to try. At 25, he's already running out of chances. 9. Wilfried Zaha. While Crystal Palace have not maintained the pace they set at the opening of the season, the Eagles do have cause to celebrate life under Patrick Vieira. Not only are they sure to survive the drop again, they've done so while recomposing the squad into something younger and more entertaining, with 31 goals scored at the time of writing, 8th in the league and just 2 shy of Arsenal. However, their departure from one-man team status has been a problem for that one man, Wilfried Zaha. The Ivorian, once the jewel in Palace's crown, has stagnated this season, with 0.3 xG per 90, the same as last, making it 4 consecutive campaigns he's been beneath the 0.4 mark. And his shooting has dried up at just 1.7 attempts per game, fewer than attacking fullbacks Reece James and Trent Alexander-Arnold. More troubling still is his dribbling, which used to be at a league best 4.5 take-ons a game, but is now around 2 for the second year running, and his success rate is at its lowest rate it's ever been at 45%, making him a net negative on the ball. Most concerningly of all, Palace are starting to run things through Mikel Olise, 9 years younger than Zaha with 5 goal involvements in 490 minutes this season, compared to Zaha's 6 in 1,400 minutes. Having never got his chance in the Champions League, the 29-year-old could be running out of them at Selhurst Park. 8. Harry Maguire. If you were creating a factory to turn good players into average ones, Manchester United is what you'd make. In 6 years, the Red Devils have gone from low block defence under Van Gaal and Mourinho to Rangnick's high press via whatever Solskjaer was trying to do. And inevitably, the team's failures have been blamed on their marquee signings, especially the world's most expensive defender, £80 million Harry Maguire. Given his price, captaincy and new partner in 4-time Champions League winner Varane, you'd want Maguire to excel. But United have only got the 8th best Premier League defence this season, and the Englishman hasn't distinguished himself either. Signed for his passing ability, Maguire gets the ball into the final third less than rival centre-backs Van Dijk and Rudiger, while he now completes just half of the tackles he attempts, trailing Van Dijk on 89%, Rudy on 65%, and even Arsenal's Gabriel on 72%. He's also lost his presence on set pieces, without a goal so far this campaign, and though he remains good in the air, winning 70% of his duels, he's declined there too, down from 78% last term to his worst ever mark. As Varane regains fitness and United develop a new style, things should improve. But as a nailed-on starter for one of the biggest teams in the world, Maguire should be doing better than this. 7. Julian Brandt. What are we talking about? Julian Brandt, on the face of it, has been one of Dortmund's best performers this season, grabbing 5 goals and 6 assists in 16 appearances to trail only Erling Haaland in the Schwarz-Gelben scoring charts. But much like BVB themselves, Brandt's year has been a mix of good and bad, and given that he was once heralded as among the world's best talents, it's hard to feel that the 25-year-old is making good on his ability. Those excellent headline numbers are a little misleading too, as XG would project just 5 goal involvements for Brandt this campaign, and that gives him a rate of around 0.4 expected goals per game for the 3rd season running, all in all pretty average. He takes and creates 4.3 shots per 90, down from 5.4 last year, while 1.7 dribbles is an all-time low. Though you might argue that a deeper role has hurt his attacking output, there's no compensation on defence, with 2.6 tackles and interceptions a match, barely more than 32-year-old Marco Reus. Appearing in just one of Germany's 16 international fixtures in 2021, Brandt's star has truly waned. A pity those mooted moves to Arsenal and Liverpool never came to fruition. 6. Frenkie de Jong. If Barcelona fans were expecting a dramatic resurgence under Xavi, they haven't got it yet. The Blaugrana may be taking slightly more points since the Spaniard took over, but they're actually marginally worse, with less XG created, more conceded, and almost identical expected points per match, making Ronald Koeman's treatment seem even more unfair. But where both bosses have failed is their use of Frenkie de Jong. The Dutchman, now 24, has never caught fire at the Camp Nou, and has even been linked with a £50 million switch to Chelsea amid his team's financial troubles. And you can see why they consider a move. Previously an amazing ball progressor, de Jong has gone from getting the ball into the final third 10 times a game with Ajax to 6 times a game this year, his lowest in Spain, and his 1.4 dribbles is half what it once was. More worryingly, he has zero defensive presence, with just 1% of midfielders making fewer pressures than him, handing even more work to do to 33-year-old Busquets. De Jong himself may not be average, but his output is heading that way. Let's hope Xavi can revive his fortunes, or that a new start brings back the electric talent we saw in Amsterdam. 5. Emiliano Martínez. It was widely expected that Aston Villa would struggle this term after the loss of talismanic forward Jack Grealish, but no one predicted the defence would collapse the way it has. More shocking has been the individual contribution of Emi Martínez, among the league's best keepers last season, but currently out of sorts, with 32 goals conceded from under 28 expected at the time of writing, one of the biggest underperformers in the division. With a save percentage 9 points worse than last year, the Argentinian now ranks 12th among the 18th keepers with over 1,000 minutes this campaign, and is keeping a clean sheet only every 4 matches, down from 40% of the time in 2021. He's been less imposing in his area too, claiming 5% of his high balls compared to 8% last year, and while Villa have faith in him, handing him a new contract until 2027, they'll need a quick resurgence, with the signings of Lucas Digne and Philippe Coutinho clear indications of short-term ambition. At 28, it should be a blip, not a trend, but Martínez goes into the run-in with plenty to prove. 4. Söyüncü. Brendan Rodgers' extraordinary collapse with Leicester City has been one of the stories of the season so far, but while the Northern Irishman will point to injuries as a big factor in the decline, the players on the pitch haven't impressed either. A chief offender has been Söyüncü, voted into the Premier League Team of the Year just 18 months ago, but now the most used member of a defence which is currently shipping 16 shots and 1.9 goals a game, relegation level numbers. Without Johnny Evans to steady him, Söyüncü's always impetuous presence has become chaotic. Though he wins the ball 3.5 times a game, a lot for a centre-half, he's also in the 20 most error-prone defenders in the league, has been dribbled past more than anyone, and ranks 4th for fouls in his position. He's lost his knack for a long ball too, completing under just 60% of those passes, while his progressive passes, balls which move the team at least 10 yards up the field, have dropped from a respectable 3.6 to 1.7, a mark worse than 73% of centre-backs. Now 25, the Turks' game shows no signs of maturing, and if a solution isn't found soon, Rodgers' head could soon join Söyüncü's on the chopping block. 3. Cristiano Ronaldo. It may be 6 years later than a normal player, but now as he heads towards 40, Cristiano Ronaldo is finally on the downslope. The Portuguese rejoined Manchester United after the Red Devils had finished second in 2020-21 and was expected to cement their spot among the Prem's elite. But halfway through the season, the team is not only not better, it's become substantially worse. On first glance, it seems harsh to blame Ronaldo. The veteran is United's top scorer, bagging 8 goals and 3 assists in league play at the time of writing, but 2 of those strikes were penalties, giving him 9 open play contributions in 17 appearances, a good but human tally. His shots are down to 4 a game, the first time since 2008 he's gone below 5, while his dribbles and key passes are also at their lowest ever ebb. Meanwhile, his lack of pressing has destabilised the entire team, with just 6.5 pressures a game, allowing opponents to play through the middle with ease. And he takes space and chances from Bruno, Greenwood and Rashford, essentially halting the attack's development. All in all, re-signing Ronaldo was a mistake United made out of panic, and one they should correct as soon as possible. 2. Roberto Firmino. Okay, average may be a stretch for this entry, given that Roberto Firmino has 7 goals and assists in 500 league minutes this campaign. But part of the decline is needing more rest, and now Firmino's 30, he needs rotation to be able to contribute at Liverpool's required level. As a result, playing just 27% of available game time so far this term, compared to 94% for Salah, 91% for Mane, and 77% for Diogo Jota. Hamstring injuries and COVID have admittedly played a part in that, but there are early signs of decline in his stats too. The Brazilian is taking fewer touches in the penalty area, getting fewer shots, and completing fewer dribbles for a 3rd year running. While those can be stylistic tweaks, a drop in distance covered and pressing might spell the end of Firmino's time as one of the hardest working forwards in the world. A problem given that Klopp has ramped up intensity again this year, with only Leeds closing down more often than the Reds. Coupled with his age and incredible success of Jota, it's sad but not shocking that rumours suggest Liverpool are open to selling the striker this summer. If it is the end, it's been a spectacular journey. 1. Christian Pulisic. Christian Pulisic should be flying. Playing under the coach who nurtured him at Dortmund and surrounded by offensive talent, the American has every advantage and is now 23, the age when most forwards take a forward step. But somehow he's gone backwards, with just 0.35 xG per 90 this year, down from 0.6 when he joined the Blues, and ranking only 8th in Thomas Tuchel's squad. Pulisic now takes 1.4 shots a game in the bottom 15% of wide men, while he's dropped below 1 chance created and 2 dribbles per 90 for the first time in his career. And though ordinarily we could put that down to physical battering forwards taking the Prem, he was stronger when he was 21, completing 50% of take-ons then to 36% now, and getting another 2 touches in the penalty area per game. Even if you factor in his minutes at wingback, the decline doesn't make sense. Pulisic contributing a goal every 250 minutes, while Chilwell and James were twice as regular before their injuries. Admittedly, Pulisic isn't the only one, as Havertz, Werner and Lukaku have all underperformed in what was meant to be a title charge. But with a patchy injury record and Hudson-Odoi making a case to start more, the ex-Dortmund star could be the one to make way. Let's see if he can turn it around. So that's it, that's 10 players slowly becoming average. This was written by Patrick van Strassen, so if you've got an issue, take it up with him. Otherwise, leave a like and make sure you're subscribed to the channel. Check out another video on screen right now, and we'll see you next time.